friends, today we are talking again about my FPV goggle setup because I just made some slight upgrades, both the very nice looking white cover and more importantly a firmware upgrade that takes this setup to the next level in my opinion. I've had a couple of different goggle setups throughout my time doing FPV. My Sky Zones is what I started with, and that was a really nice integrated system, had a very nice user interface, and then when I switched to the Fatshark HDOs, I kind of struggled with the module approach where the Fatsharks are just a set of screens essentially, and the functionality is defined by what module you put in them. Previously I had the LaForge module installed, and that was a very nice module, but as you see I eventually switched to the RapidFIRE. Now between the Fatshark HDO goggles and the Immersion RapidFIRE module, this is probably the most expensive premium FPV goggle setup that you can have. Because of that, I get asked often if this setup is really worth that very high price tag when there are cheaper options out there. And to be honest, I've kind of struggled to say yes in the past because it's like, yeah, it is the best performance, but it still costs a lot of money, and the usability is not quite there. And it's that last piece, the usability, that I was always very hung up on, because both the Sky Zone system and the LaForge module provided me with one very important feature, and that is the ability to change channels and bands to basically tune in the frequency of the module without having to take the goggles off. There was a readout inside the goggles, and the Fatshark goggles themselves don't provide that functionality. It's up to the module to do that, and previously RapidFIRE did not do that. That is until the newest firmware update. Now I've actually been running a beta version of this firmware, so I'm pretty familiar with it, and the version that I just flashed is the public release, and I'm really excited that it's finally fully available because the lack of that functionality was really holding these goggles back. So let me get my little Applepie setup here. So in the goggles here, let's say I wanted to change channels, and I set my Applepie to a different channel, say raceband 3. Video goes static. Now check this out. When I reach up here and I actuate the button and change channels, look, I can see what channel I'm switching to, and what's even better is I can see the signal strength on each channel. I can see which channels are being used and go right to the one that I'm on if I don't know which exact channel I'm on, or if I want to watch someone else, I can tune into someone else. So I can access any band and channel intuitively with feedback without having to take my goggles off and look at the screens, which a lot of modules, including this one until the firmware, required you to do. And for me, that was always just a huge pain. I know it might sound minor, but for my case specifically, I do fly with a lot of people, and I might not know exactly what channel they're on. I could be at a quad camp event where we're flying with a group of people, and I need to be able to tune into different pilots so that I could give them some instruction or feedback on their flying. And if maybe they don't have the ability or the experience to tune into a race band channel, so I need to jump to a very specific band like E2 or something like that. It really is a helpful feature, and moreover, it was just something I was used to coming from both the Sky Zone and the LaForge system. So giving up on that functionality really held back my overall opinion of this setup. But now that it is available, I can definitely say I'm very happy with this setup. The only point that I'd like to make regarding exactly how you spend your money on your FPV gear is that your radio and your transmitter, they last because you're not going to keep crashing these things. These are the items that you touch and feel and actually use to control your aircrafts, all of them. Now the drones themselves, those might get run into a tree or a brick wall. New motor comes out that you want to try different prop combinations, so you're more likely to break those components and want to upgrade it over time. Whereas if you invest in quality gear for your radio link and for your FPV link, it's going to last you, and I think it's going to help you enjoy your flying a lot more. Now, what are you actually paying for in terms of performance with the HDOs and RapidFIRE? Well, it's the RapidFIRE's ability to do image repairing. So it takes the two signals from each antenna, and rather than just switching to the stronger signal, as in with a typical diversity system, it actually merges the images together to give you the best possible looking image with the most detail. Now, there's a couple different modes that this will operate in. Legacy mode, RapidFIRE number 2, and RapidFIRE number 1. And I'll try to show you a little bit bit about the differences when we go out and fly later today. Is that performance benefit over traditional diversity systems worth the higher price? Like I explained, that's up to you. For how much I fly, I enjoy knowing that I have the best performing image for my eyes to fly with. The most important part of all this isn't whether or not you have expensive gear or the latest hype or any of that stuff. It's just about enjoying flying. So that's pretty much all of my thoughts on this premium FPV goggle setup. Let me pack everything up. Let's actually go fly. Finally getting out of the house for the day. Battling for daylight as always, but I'm excited because we're going to a new spot apparently. Because if you've been following along my vlog in Detroit, they've been boarding up a lot of our spots. We are losing our bandos. And overall, I'm excited that the city is getting rebuilt and all that stuff, so we're just gonna have to find some more spots. And today, we're actually going to a new office spot. These guys are up to no good. All right, we're walking into the spot. If I had known that this was gonna be a situation where I couldn't just fly from inside the car and keep warm.
We're from Michigan, bro.
We're from Detroit. We stick it out in the cold. We don't fly from cars. This is stupid. This is stupid. We could be in a car right now, not freezing. Ugh, if this spot didn't look so good, I would have bailed. It does look, it is a sick spot. It is. Wait, what?
What do you have the receiver set to?
You genuinely asking me this today?
Yes.
Because I'm actually making a video about RapidFIRE today, so that's funny.
Oh, tell me about it.
That is crazy timing. You just got one. Yeah, so there's multiple RapidFIRE modes. There's Legacy, RapidFIRE 1, RapidFIRE 2. Legacy mode is pretty much like standard diversity. It just switches between the two antennas. And so it's not really much improvement over any other module. Then RapidFIRE 1, that does like all the image stitching and fixing, and you're gonna get the best image. But if your gear, like if your camera or your on-screen display on your quad or your video transmitter isn't exactly up to spec, even if you're using a bad antenna, it can confuse the image fusing a little bit, and you can get like weird like scrolling, like not normal breakup, like it's really disorienting, like total blackout almost. So RapidFIRE 2 does, I don't know exactly, like maybe 70% of the benefit of RapidFIRE 1, but you don't get that. So you get a little bit more normal static breakup, but you have no chance of getting that crazy, just like where it's totally confused. So personally, I always just fly in RapidFIRE mode 2 because it's still a big improvement over standard diversity. It's not quite as good as RapidFIRE mode 1, but I don't need to worry about it like tweaking out.
All right, cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out.
Okay, we're calling it early. Sun hasn't even gone down. Plan was fly until the sun's down. Reality was fly until you can't feel your hands anymore. Dude, this spot is so legit though.
Oh, it's gonna be summertime.
When it's warm out again, this is gonna be like one of my favorite spots ever. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I only how many packs did you? I only flew 3 batteries. That's it.
7.
You got 7 in?
Yeah, 3 before you got here, then 4 when you were here.
3 was my limit. 3 and I'm like, I can't feel my hands when I'm